Hello, I'm Stephanie Su from Taipei Film Festival. This is one of the talk series hosted by Taipei Film Festival XR Frontline and ETA Digital Common Sense French VR Showcase. I'm the moderator for this talk today about the first two episodes of the Missing Picture series. We are very honored to have three guests here today. The first two guests are the series director Clement Dunu and producer Estela Valadiviso Chen, and last but not least, the director of Missing Pictures 2, Tsai Ming-liang, Lai Guanyuan. Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So first of all, I would like to ask Clement. So Missing Picture series is a project series about stories untold, and from what I've learned, that the project came from a series of short documentaries you made 6 years ago. When did this eureka moment come up that inspired to do this VR project, like turn into like another whole new medium project?
Yes, we did one season, like you said 6 years ago, about the same topics, same subject, with 9 American and French directors, and we were a little bit frustrated at the time with the fact that we can't show anything from the project because it was quite a small budget and everything was supposed to be very short. So it was like 5 minutes, 7 minutes episodes. So we wanted to do something maybe more visual and to show some element from these movies that don't exist. And when the same producer, Antoine Carroll, who produced the first series, start to do only VR pieces, so he asked me if I have any ideas for making some VR art. At the same moment, almost I discovered VR, in fact, working with him, and I discovered Der Angelica work, and I was really impressed by it, and also by the fact that Der Angelica is a story of a young teenager who remember her mother. She was an actress, and she's remember her through some sequence from the movie where she was, and you can feel that you can see just a pieces or just a glimpse of a movie inside a VR art, and it was really impressive. And it was not a real movie; it was all narrative and fictional movies, and so it just makes some sense at the time to do a new version of the same project in VR, but with showing some glimpse like the Angelica of the fictional movies, and to find a way to make to take the director inside the world that he talked about, and to bring the audience inside this world. And for that, the VR looks like maybe the best medium to do that. And also last thing, it was to use the specificities of a specific medium like VR in a documentary to talk about another medium, cinema. And it was making sense to not using the same medium, cinema, video or cinema, to talk about cinema, but to use like a different one in a documentary. In the documentary world, it was quite make sense for us. So it was the start of the project a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I experienced the first two episodes of the series, and I really like how you expressed each of the story. So
Thanks.
from the first two episodes, you picked. You chose two different, very different directors. So I'm curious that how did you find the right protagonist for each episode?
Yeah, it was also one of the important goal for us was to try to give to audience a very large circle of very large spectral of cinema. From Abel Ferrara to Tsai Ming-liang, it's a very totally different director. And it was also because we wanted to create a world which is very close to each director, to their imagination, their creative mind. And because if we choose very different directors with very different work, we will be able to create very different world. And for the audience, it's also a way to like travel or make a journey inside VR, inside very different way to show things in VR. So it was also for us a way to experiment in VR in animation or something more realistic, to stay close to each director world, and also to be able to experiment. And for us, it was very interesting and joyful to experiment this very different way to show things in VR.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, for the same question, would Estela and Guanren like to talk more about how you approach different directors?
Yeah, sure. When Anton approached me in 2019, we talked about this project. I was very fascinated with the idea because I come from filmmaking, and I worked with in Tsai Ming-liang's film and Visage Face and Stray Dogs many years ago, and he has always been a director that inspired my film production career. So I thought when we started getting involved into this project, we thought that it would be great to build a series that has director of all fields and all different backgrounds, and also different style genre of storytelling. And I think that is the great way to bring audiences that has different interests to get to introduce them how VR can kind of create this story world that you've never imagined before, and kind of get a little bit of this sneak peek into the master's mind. And that's kind of why that in the Mandarin title we call it like the fantasy of the masters, because you want to sometimes that you see films that they make and you wonder what's in their head and what do they see, and that's kind of why that we find it so important to make one episode about a Taiwan film master and Tsai Ming-liang.
Yeah. So would Guanren like to add something about it?
Yeah, actually, I experienced the first episode before invited by Estela to join this team, and so I liked it very much. And when Estela invited me, uh, actually I didn't participate to choose the director. But I'm very happy that Clement, they it's like what he said. They want to show different style, different way for audience to present the different kind of journey to make it more, we can say, colorful. So that's so when I know that episode 2 is Tsai Ming-liang, I'm really happy because I like Tsai Ming-liang very much. And so I think that this is the difference between episode 1 and episode 2. And I believe the episode 3 and after in the future, it will be really rich style for all the audience. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I want to jump back to Clement and see that because we see from Alba Ferrera's work and Tsai Ming-liang's work, one is like very like New York gangster Italian Irish mix, and one Tsai Ming-liang is very like poetic and like minimalist or very a lot of things in his work. How do you approach that the different art designs and narrative style of the first 2 episodes? How do you set the tone for each episode?
We start make some meetings with them, with the directors. We talk about the few projects they could have in mind for the series, and if they have some already made some materials like pre-production work or a script, scenario, or storyboards and everything, we try to read everything and also be immersed into the timeline where the film was supposed to happen, to know which film was before this project and after this project, to be true to the specific time of their career this unmade film was supposed to happen. And so it's like a pre-production work for us. And after that, we organize a meeting with them, and we talk about the project and asking some almost the same question every time: what kind of project, why it was, why the project didn't happen. And also we try every time to just a little bit to move a little around the question of their cinema inside the project. Just for Tsai Ming-liang, for example, it was interesting because he didn't have a real unmade project, but the way he creates his work was his process was restraining him to talk about a specific time of his childhood, because he didn't want to. He want to be. You want to be very precise on the emotion and the memories, and you can feel that he can't today show these memories with enough accuracy to be honest to his memories. So it was not like a very specific project. It was more like the way I work. I can't talk about this part of my life, but if I in a different world, I would have made a movie about it. So yeah, we talk about the project with them, and we trying to find a way to be honest to their work. So it's very different every time, each time. With Ferrara, it was very, very straight and very easy. He has like a short script, and he was very directive on his answer, very straight, very American in a way. And Tsai Ming-liang was very more, almost like his movie was more poetic, more lyrical. Mm-hmm. So we had to find a way to create a story inside his interview and his voice. So it's really for every episode we almost start from scratch, the whole process to be the close as we can to their mind and to their creative process.
Mm-hmm. Would Guan Yuan like to talk about how did the preparation go with director Tsai Ming-liang?
Okay. Well, I believe that Clément and I and all the team, we did lots of work about previous work of Tsai Ming-liang to review, to know more his works and his documentary, his short film, his long film, and we did lots of work and to find out the question and the style, the way that we want to start with Tsai Ming-liang. And then we organized the many interview with Tsai Ming-liang, and it's like Clément said, Tsai is more poetic style. We while during the interview is like also it's also like a journey, yeah, for us. When interview you will float to this part and then to that part, and after interview we really need to combine and to it's each time it's a journey, and then we will finally arrive to a final destination. It's not like we have a simple Q&A question and then we can we can have all the answer at once. So so all the preparation is maybe just for the first interview, and then after each interview we need to discuss and redo many research for each interview. So I think it's very challenging for us.
Yeah, from what I've learned that this project was completed during the pandemic, and it must be pretty hard for you because Clement can't fly over to Taiwan. And so I'm curious that how did you guys find the way to collaborate with each other?
But I think like a lot of people all over the world through the same process we do right now, through Visio and mail and everything. But it was quite because everybody was doing the same thing, even in France, to talk with people in the same town. So we just get used to use this kind of tool. Mm-hmm. And now maybe the most difficult thing was the timeline to be able to work with different time zone, but all the internet modern tools are quite efficient for that. And we worked with a Taiwanese studio, and we just exchange most of weekend every week. We had like a meeting with a new version draft of the project, and we do some feedbacks and we move like that every few days.
Okay. So I want to move to a more like technical part of this project. So for both of the episodes, you used volumetric capture technology to capture how the protagonists express themselves. Could Clement and Guan Yue talk a little bit about the process of the shooting?
Yeah, I was not here in the Tsai Ming-liang shooting because obviously for the pandemic I was only in through the Visio. So Davis was more involved on this part. I was for obviously for the Ferrara ones, but at the beginning the idea was to be able to integrate the director inside the world and to be for the audience to hear his voice and to see him on at the right size, almost like he could be able to look through his eyes and to create the feeling of intimacy with the director. And the volumetric capture is now maybe the only affordable technique to do that. So it was we tried a few other options, but it was the best and the most affordable option. So, but for the Taiwanese shot, it should have to Davis to talk about it maybe.
Okay. Oh no, actually Clement was online with us while shooting, so both of us we are in the shooting as well. Yeah, and okay, we know that the volumetric capture we will have a huge data. So what we need to do is really as how do I say we need to confirm the final script before shooting, because we need to confirm the pose, the movement of the character, or the position, the angle, and so that's what we mentioned, that for episode 2, it's our challenge that the scenario is changing all the time. So even during the shooting, Tsai Ming-liang, he create his voice off with us at that time. So we had the final script, we can say the voice off during the shooting, but fortunately we have decided in advance that we only need Tsai Ming-liang to just like in the presence of his film, sitting in front of us, talking about his memories. So we didn't expect that Tsai Ming-liang need to do many different movements, and it's not his style as well. So we just need him sit and have some post, and that's all. So and then what we need to do before shooting is to confirm the cloth as well, the material of the clothes, the color of the clothes, because that will influence our capture. We will have many noise, or we can see very well or not. We had some discussion with the team in ID4, IP4, right? Yeah. So yeah, I think that's all. And then is the huge works for the post-production team. Yeah.
I'm very curious that did you from the start to set this project to do as a 6DoF work?
Yeah, from the start, because it's really the specificity of the VR. You can feel that there is a huge gap when the audience is able to move inside the image, and it's, for me, it's really it's the definition of VR. It's when you'll be able to move inside the image. So from the beginning, it was one of our goal to do the project in 6DoF.
Estela, I also wanted to ask you about the volumetric capture system you used. Could you tell us more about the lab you used in Taiwan?
Yeah, sure. I mean, so we have two very important partners here in Taiwan. The project is co-produced with PTS and Taika. And so under Taika, there is a system called IP Lab that they have 4D views that which provided us the volumetric technology to do for our shooting. And it was very lucky of us to have that system here, so we can really just bring Tsai Ming-liang导演there for the shoot.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Estela, you had many experience working with director Tsai Ming-liang on shooting films. How did you project and expect the Missing Pictures VR to be presented?
So yeah, this is a great question, because I remember you were in my office and we had this conversation of Missing Pictures Tsai Ming-liang. I'm really touched by our final result, because working with him twice, we know his artistic vision, we know the way he works, and we love the style he has, but there's a part of him we never really get to know. And by working in this project and listening every time of him sharing his childhood memory and talking about what film meant to him, and how he imagined film actually gave me another depth and another way of understanding him, and even more understanding how his film was created in some ways, like how those memory of his affected the storytelling. And so this is kind of like, you know, a new discovery for me. Even I had worked with him twice before, but this time is a whole new Tsai Ming-liang for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you have many like co-production partners in this series. So like AtlasV and Arte, BBC, and also like Taika, PTS. Like, how did you navigate through all these partners?
We have so Alice Five, I would say Antoine and Orion. They are the ones that really have to pull all the strings together, because you know we have partners everywhere, as you said, BBC Arte, and we also have partners in Luxembourg, Wildfang Films, and then also partners from Korea. And then, so my role mainly is to make sure the Taiwan partners can, you know, as like a liaison of the Taiwan partners to communicate with all these partners in different places, and also to the Taiwan crew. So we work with not only IP Lab but also with Moonshine Animation. And so my role is also to help communication between the directors, between the productions with the Taiwan animation company, and to also coordination with Tsai Ming-liang. So that's kind of I feel like I'm quite lucky that I get to, you know, be more focused and get my hands on the detail of this part of my work.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I have one question for Guan Yuan. You have rich experience in creating VR projects, and your previous works, such as Speak to Awaken Episode 1, Diving into Siraya, and the Trey Hamasan, both shine in its own way. How did you find differently working on Missing Pictures 2 Timing Down from your previous works?
Okay. Actually, I was in my sales project. I was myself producer, and it was very tired, really tired to die. So I'm glad that this time we have a super team and have super producers, and so that we can really concentrate and do what we want to do. So that's first thing different. And second is technically it was different technique. In the Trend Hamasen, we have VR 360-degree live action shooting, and Speak to Awaken, Dive into Siraya is a speech-based interactive documentary. We combined live action shooting and volumetric capture. But volumetric capture is we used only two Kinect. Not so for episode 2 Tsai Ming-liang, Missing Picture episode 2. This is different. That this time we use 32 cameras in of volumetric capture. This is because each angle we will have the, how do I say? For my previous project, what we scanned is only the face. We can only see the face. So after there's nothing, and so this is difficult and new challenging things for me. And of course, for the narrative part, I think this is previous project, of course, I had more personal things inside, personal styles inside, and this missing picture, I think it is we need to balance many things, like how do we want to talk story to audience, or to express what Tsai Ming-liang's memories, and technically what problem we will face, and well, yeah, I think each time it's very new for me, and it's a new challenge. Yeah.
Okay, thanks for sharing. So the final question I would like to ask Clement and Estela. So perhaps you can share a little bit about what are the next steps for the first two episodes, and from what I've been told that there will be 6 episodes in total for Missing Pictures. Could you give us a sneak peek about the upcoming projects? Maybe Clement or Estela.
Yeah, we're supposed to have 6 episodes in total. We already start the production and the shooting of the next one, but I unfortunately can tell the name exactly. But it will be an American director, one Korean, and
Japanese.
Japanese, absolutely, yes. And we are still on the casting process for the last one, but it should be a European director, but it's still on discussion and progress. But we are quite. Yes, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, and the really important part for us was also we want to diversify genders as well. So we look for not only male directors, but there will also be female directors that sharing their different stories and visions.
Okay, good to know. So that's our talk for today. I want to give a big thank you to the 3 guests we invited here today, and we will have more talks, upcoming talks. So please stay tuned. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Bye.
all.
Bye.
Very good to
Bye.
see you all here.